Welcome to the event. We're really happy that you're here. We're about to go live in just a few moments, but before we lift off, there's a few important things we want to make sure that you're aware of so you get the best possible experience out of this. First of all, the sound current is supremely important to us, the musical experience. So if possible, we really encourage you to use good speakers or headphones to experience the class with. Second, if you have any pre-existing injuries, please take care of yourself, modify as you need to. Don't risk exacerbating an injury because of a yoga exercise. If you have any pre-existing medical conditions and you're not quite sure if this would be good for you, please consult with your primary healthcare practitioner and make sure it's the right thing for you. Also, make yourself relatively comfortable. You can use a cushion, and in fact, we encourage you in our seated positions, meditation practices, to use a cushion. It helps lift the heart up, keep the spine straight, and it's more ideal for the flow of energy in the body and for the meditation experience. You can even be sitting in a chair with feet flat on the floor for those of you that are unable to sit in a meditative sitting posture on the floor. Just use a chair, and for many of the exercises, that will work perfectly fine. And then lastly, if you're having any problems with the video streaming, try refreshing the page, or if you see a gear icon on the video, adjust your resolution. If you're new to this type of thing, just take care of yourself. If there's something that you don't quite understand, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Everything that needs to click will click after a few times of trying it out. Enjoy the experience. We're about to get started in just a moment.
Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Well, greetings everyone. Happy full moon. So nice and fun to be here with everyone today on a strong full moon, with a lot happening in our lives, but always that's the case. If we're paying attention, don't you think? Always I find if we're paying attention, you find the most important season of your life is the one that's happening right now. And also the one that you're just there's always one that's passing the last phase of life, entering some new phase of life, and then the one just before you. And seasons could be longer periods of time, but they could also be just like a lunar cycle. You have a new moon. We had a new moon 2 weeks ago. Then after that, you have a full moon. And then the new moon comes again. Last new moon, solar eclipse. And then here comes a full moon with I'm not going to spend a lot of time on astrology today. We've done a lot of that all week long. Today we're just going to go deep and go on a journey together, have the zero gravity experience. But to do that, which is very blissful and very revitalizing, it takes a little bit of work. You have to do something, And so we're going to work out a little bit. We're going to breathe. We're going to meditate. Mostly, though, we're going to enjoy, I think, or endeavor to enjoy and have fun. And even when difficult things come up, which sometimes when we're stirring up the chi a little bit, can bring emotions up. Bueno. Simply allow. If you need to rest, rest. If you need to laugh, laugh. If you need to cry, cry. But the main thing that we're endeavoring to do in a practice like this, in the first piece of this really 3-step method of dropping down into zero state, shunya, is dharana, is focus. It's to draw a boundary with the mind and not just allow it to do whatever it wants during the time of the practice. Other times, there's other times for that. Let the mind be free. This time is concentrating the chi, prana. Normally the mind's doing whatever it wants and it takes your chi with it. Where your attention goes, the prana flows. Life force is chi. The Chinese call chi. In India, the Sanskrit is prana. Life force. We don't really have quite the English word for it. Life force intelligence, life force love intelligence. Because it's the prana that's beating your heart. It's the prana that's keeping you alive. It is the very life force. And the carrier of the prana is your breath. So take an inhale. And keep it in for a moment. And then take an exhale. Push it out. And try to sit up nice and tall. And when you inhale, the belly kind of expands a little bit and the lungs fill. And then as you exhale, from the top of the lungs down. And on the end of your exhale, the navel draws in towards your spine to push the breath out. Inhaling and the belly expands a little bit. And then as you exhale, the belly comes in. And in that such a way, you start to regulate the breath rhythm. Then what happens is the mind will follow suit. If we're persistent enough, that the mind is stubborn and the mind is just in its habits. So to change the habits of the mind usually takes some work. To change the more difficult habits of the mind usually takes more work. But that's what yoga practice is. The difficult habits of our mind are the ones that are causing us misery. Subtle misery, dramatic misery, in-between misery, all the miseries in the subconscious mind. Most of the things that are causing us miseries are the patterns that we ourselves don't even have, great perspective on, because they're kind of like so us, so wrapped up in us and how we are and how we've always been and the way we think about ourselves and the way we think about others. And we have a lot of those things that are, quite perfect. In the sense as we think of ourselves as a good person and we think of others as sensitive, tender human beings that have the capacity for happiness and for suffering. All of us, even animal beings and plant beings. So sensitivities, how do we think of ourselves? But then inside of all of our sense of identity, it gets wrapped up also with conditions that aren't that helpful, that really don't represent us if we're really check in with it. And the nice thing is there's no set of rules. You're not listening to anyone about this other than you're listening to your own awareness. And your consciousness, what it tells you when your awareness opens and puts light and perspective on your own predicament. Because you're the one that has to live with your mind, live with it and die with it. And so, how do we want to use it? We have the capacity to make the mind in such a way diamond-like, so that the mind becomes really this great servant of happiness, this servant of love, servant of creativity and compassion. That's what it does best, actually. But somehow it just gets subconsciously hijacked by all these other things. This is the karmas of our life. It's why we're here somehow. I don't pretend to know why we're here. I think why we're here is not explainable with something with just our mind and our words. Sometimes we can do it, but more with like a poem or more with like a music, a song, because we all know it. At the end of the day, L-O-V-E, we can feel it together. And when we experience a great like artistry together, we feel all like a connection, love, like people watching like a TV show that everybody's watching and it's really good, and then you talk about it the next day. There's a connectivity there. When you feel inspiration, you feel love. So it's this creative love force. And it's the very chi, life force, that beats the heart, that keeps the body alive, that moves the blood through the veins. Well, the heart moves the blood through the veins. A materialist may say, well, what's beating this heart? What is its source of electricity? And then you can keep going and going and going into more subtle, to where now it's beyond comprehension of the mind in its ordinary thinking mode. But when we drop down, it's not a thinking mode. It's a feeling, experiencing mode. And that type of experience is like courtship. It's like a love affair. And so And we all have this. We have a love affair. If you've ever been present when a baby is born, that's a love affair. If you've been hiking in the beautiful forest, like where we live here in Northern California, and you're just struck by the majesty of it, just awestruck. It's like wonderful. The wonderfulness of life is a love affair. So, but then also at the same time, there's the catastrophe of life. It's the things that break our heart. It's the things that make us troubled and overcome with sorrows and pain, heartache. But this also is love, And someone, if you've ever been present when someone passes away, your loved one passes away, it's a heartbreak, But heartbreak is love. You don't have heartbreak for that which you don't love. And so, on both sides, birth and death is love. One takes the form of joy, and the other takes the form of grief. But in each expression, it's love. So love is that which transcends ordinary thinking. Love is that which transcends ups and downs and goods and bads. In the bad, horrible times, it makes there's some sort of a sublime nature to it all when a person is dropped into that love field. There's something else, we can't understand it in our thinking mind, but when we drop down into the bliss state, life starts to make sense, and that's why it turns you towards your purpose. It opens up the dharma of life. That's zero gravity. Okay, we'll do some exercises, have some fun moves with our bodies. Take care of yourself, modify anything you need to. Good to have a little bit of water nearby. We're gonna work, we're gonna have a good time. Come sitting up nice and tall, sit bones connected to the ground. And then it's just a nice, simple, easy, spinal twist like this. Just let it swing. And inhaling to the left and exhaling to the right. A little deeper with the breathing, please. And then to the center, inhale. Suspend the breath in for a moment. Then exhale. Perfect. And then come hands to your knees. And then simple, just kind of bounce your shoulders like this. And then inhale up, exhale, release. We're here at the Life Force Academy studio in Nevada City, Northern California. Here with some of my friends. To wherever you are on the beautiful full moon day. And the energy is crescendoing, and you can very much use that, and you can take it, it kind of amplifies your own Shakti. And so then you can use your own Shakti, your kind of inner power, to do something creative with it, to uplift yourself with it, to bring the mind into meditative zone with it. Now inhale, squeeze up. Exhale, release. Now make sure you're sitting tall on your sit bones. Those of you at home that want to be in a chair, that's no problem, feet flat on the floor. Some things you have to get on the ground for. Best to have a little mat, or a little, a mat or something nice to practice on, but a little cushion that you can sit on the edge of, or just a folded towel or a folded blanket that you can just get your sit bones up a little bit, okay? Now, hands to the ankles or shins, and it's just an easy rhythm like this. It's just a sniff in and a sniff out. Close your eyes. If that pace is too quick for you, just slow it down. But the main thing is, it's not going to maximum extension. It's not jerky. The breath is light, but it's rhythmic. And it's making the spine nice and supple. Inhale deep. Suspend the breath. Hold the position and hold the mind, and exhale. Hold the mind in kind of a spacious, soft feel. Just try not to make the mind meditate. Just apply a quality of soft to your mind space. And then also spacious. These are just qualities. And the mind understands that. Inhale deeply. Just like you say to ChatGPT, spacious, it knows what it is. It can tell you about it. It can describe it. The mind knows what it is. So you don't have to convince the mind of anything. It knows what spacious is like. It's seen a sunset, It's seen an overlook before. It's looked up at the sky. Exhale. Spacious. So it's applying simple qualities to the mind. Mind cooperates. Take the legs wide like a V shape. Let's open up the life nerve. We're just getting going here. These are the preliminary energization exercises. Inhaling up. Exhaling down to either side. It's leading with the heart. It's not worrying about touching your toes so that you then start collapsing your chest. Keep the chest lifted. Lead with your navel. Don't worry about how far you're going down. Instead, close your eyes. Flex your feet. Make the groin area soft. And with every inhale, fill your lungs, please. And every exhale, soften into the extension. Opening the life nerve that goes down from the base of your spine through the backs of your legs. And if you look at it in an anatomical image, the way the life nerve, the sciatic, comes down through the spine and down through the backs of the legs, it looks very much like roots of a tree that go down into the earth. And that's very much what it is. That's why at the base of your spine they call Muladhara chakra, the energy center of the root of your life. It governs how safe do I feel in my body? How safe do I feel on this earth? Inhale, center. Exhale, center. Alright, and shake the legs out. And come standing. So if I'm overcome with fears and anxiety, well, then I can strengthen this Muladhara chakra. So that's why we're not only going to do meditations and all up here. We want to get our core strength, because we need good nervous system strength to live on the planet Earth. Hands like this. In 2025, give me a break. Index finger and thumb. Walk around here with a weak nervous system. Oh my God. Okay, so what you're going to do, eyes open, pick a single point to gaze at. And then like a yogi's march, you inhale up, exhale down, like up, down, up. Knees up to hip level, to the rhythm, please. See if you can gaze your mind through your eyes on a single point. And listening to the breath rhythm. Those are your two anchors, and feeling the breath rhythm. Stretch your armpits open. Make sure your lymph is circulating, taking care of the immune system that way, taking care of the drainage of your body so that it can eliminate toxins and keep you healthy so the toxins don't overwhelm the tissues and the organs. Staying healthy. Keeping the breasts healthy, under the arms, all of those lymph nodes there. And how do you do that? You breathe and you exercise and you do it with rhythm. Get the legs up, the knees up to hip level if possible. Get those big thigh muscles moving, then the blood must pump. Circulate the blood throughout the body. Keep the circulatory system healthy. This is how we live. Every time you touch the earth with your feet, feel that sensation, your connection to the earth. That's beautiful. Keep going. Yeah? Courtship with life through the breath. Our journey over the next, half hour-ish is all about every time the mind is wandering elsewhere, bring it back to what we're doing. And you have many anchor points. You don't have to use them all. You can use whichever you wish. One of your anchors is the breath. Now deeper. You can always go back to the breath at any moment in any of the practice we are doing. Inhale, stretch up. Up, up, up. Exhale, relax. That was so beautiful. Now, you're gonna have your hands out like so, palms facing down, fingers flatten the legs out like Nima here, and she's making her legs strong and she's drawing her pelvic floor core in, and she's inhaling here, and then she exhales and she comes down, but she uses her core to lift her. She doesn't allow her chest to collapse on the exhale. So just like that, it doesn't matter how far you go down. Nima, show a modified, like partially down. Yeah. See? Just like that. Fingers firm. Legs strong. Heart is soft. Breath is rhythmically deep. Every inhale. Fill your lungs. Listening. Inhale. Fingers tight, legs are strong. Yes, relax, exhale. Beautiful, shake out the legs. And here we go, my friends. Come sitting down on your sit bones, ready to go on a bit of a journey. Yeah? So, first things first. It's a very simple breath. It's a light breath to start with, and it's a rhythmic breath through your nose. So I'll take an inhale first, and it's just like inhale, exhale, inhale, try. Mind is getting agitated, lighter, lighter, lighter. Make it even easy, almost like you're barely doing it at first. But then once you have a nice sense of zone and rhythm, you can give it a little something. But never is it aggressive. It's deeply rhythmic. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Dwelling on the rhythm. That's how you create dharana. Concentrate the chi, a single stream of awareness, by dwelling in the rhythm. breath for a moment. Soft the mind, spacious the mind. Exhale. Bravo. If it's new breath to you, just takes a little bit of practice. Very soon you'll have it and you'll be able to just zone in with it. It's very nice. Circulates your chi. Opens up the mind space. Inhale. Then. Feeling stagnant, you give it a little something more. If you're feeling frazzled, very light, very soft, but rhythm will take away the frazzle. Inhale. We're getting there. Exhale. Okay? Try this. What you're gonna do is take your hands out like straight, palms facing up, okay? Palms facing up. Inhale. Same breath, okay? Now, what we want is fingers firm, fingers very firm, chest soft. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Shoulder blades releasing. Chest soft and lifting. Sit bones connected. Chin ever so slightly in, creating one vertical relationship with gravity. Please, if the fingers firm and the heart, chest soft, and the mind soft, and the breath rhythm. Tight like steel. Tighter. Now lift your pelvic floor, rectal sphincter, sex organ up and in, and your navel just under your belly button, in, and relax. Hey, we're getting somewhere. Now what I would like us to do is extend the right leg out and the left foot into the right thigh. You can, in this posture, hold your leg, hold the ground, or hold the foot, but not collapse the heart. So like Nima's doing a forward bend, she has great flexibility, so she can lift through her chest while connected to her foot. But what would it look like if you held like your shin, your leg, or even the thigh? Still what she's doing, you see, is she's extending out through her chest and tucking in through the chin just a little bit, you know? And then you extend out, you kind of soften into the stretch, but you extend out through the crown of your head. There you go. And take an inhale here. And then through the nose, push all the breath out. And inhale deep, eyes closed, the same. If you're new to this breath, these exercises, at any point, you can just do long, deep breathing. And just breathe long and deep, and then when you can start the breath again, start the breath again. If you can stay with the breath, stay with it. In either case, keep your mind's awareness anchoring again and again back to your breath. Then you can close your eyes and draw the inner gaze slightly up and in between the two eyebrows. There's another anchor for you. Where your tension goes, the energy flows. The navel point is in the rhythm with the breath. 10 seconds. Inhale. Extend out. And then exhale, fold, push the breath out. Muy bueno. And relax, shake your leg out. Good, switch to the other side. Oh yeah? Good, you got your hips kind of positioned forward towards the leg, and then you fold down, and then this leg gets the love. Shoulder blades release, extend out, sink in. Inhale. And there we go. We want the chest extended out. That'll give your diaphragm room to operate. And your navel point, which is just underneath your belly button, room to operate. See, the zero gravity training, it takes you very deep into this science of Kriya practice. So first, fundamentals. Deep into the fundamentals. Navel point. Rhythm. Dharana. Stream of your mind's energy going into a singular focus. Best that we can. But notice, mind's not cooperating. But let us not fight with our minds. Let us have compassion. And oh my mind, dwell on the blissful way, the blissful breathing, that which keeps you alive, your very breath, oh my mind. Notice how amazing it is. Inhale deeply. Fold, exhale. Everything's going our way. Good. Come and relax on your back. Shake that leg out. Come on. It's not really relax on your back, but it's come onto your back. Relaxing will come. But first, what you're gonna do is like a push-pull motion with your legs. Not a bicycle, but almost more like a piston back and forth. Yeah, but coming like you would be doing a bicycle. And it's nice as a moderate to slow pace with a rhythmic breath, inhaling left, exhaling right. But sending your breath deep down into your lower abdomen. Make your pivot from there. Open your fingers wide, press them down into the ground. You press your hands down into the ground, you'll feel it in your abdominals. Feel the surface of the spine against the ground. Tuck the chin a little bit, but keep the head on the ground. And deep with the breath, down into the core. Send the breath into your navel point, just below the belly button. And go. Beautiful. Good. Hug your knees to the chest a little bit. Rock back and forth on your hips, not the length of your spine, but side to side. Good. And then what you're going to do is let the arms back down to where they were. And then you start to kick the butt or move in that direction. If your heels can't hit your butt, that's okay. And anytime either heel hits the body, it's an exhale. So it's kind of rapid kicking of the butt, like that. Try rapid, like that rhythm. Waking up the cells. Stagnated energy. But bringing good energy into it. Root, Muladhara Chakra. It helps the fears go away, helps the anxiousness alleviate from the system, and all of the residue of the stress from past anxiousness, from past anxiety, and from past worry that lodges into the body. And then the mind kind of keeps doing the same thing because it can still feel that energy in the body. So the more you clear it from your body, residue of stress has gone by, the less the mind is likely to perpetuate those same types of energetic habits that produce anxiousness or produce depression or produce bitterness or passive aggressiveness or chronic anger. Come on, a little more. Beautiful. Inhale. Relax. Relax on your back for a moment. Good. Hug your knees to your chest. Rock and roll now on the length of the spine. And come up and prepare for a front platform pose. So come on all fours. You know, again, this breath. If you're newer to it, just do long, deep breath if you lose the rhythm, and then go back into it when you can. You know, little practice, it starts to become easy. Okay, now tuck the toes under, and then come into a front platform pose, like a plank. Yeah, like that. Now pelvic floor is in. Try to keep your shoulder blades down away from your ears. Yeah, strong legs. Inhale here, and soften the knees down to the floor. Exhale. Okay, now you know where we're going. This time use your core as you come into it. So take a deep inhale, come into front platform pose, deep. Pelvic floor lifted. Seconds. Go. Inhale deeply. Pelvic floor in. Navel point in, deeper in. Now hold the position. Exhale the breath. Hold the position. Pull the navel in. Inhale deeply. And please soften your knees to the floor and relax for a moment into extended child's pose. Bring the butt back to the heels and the forehead down to the floor or towards the floor. And hands relaxed. Please don't worry too much about the flexibility part of the practice. If you practice with some consistency, the flexibility will definitely come. But mostly what we're wanting is strength, friends. Strength, staying strong, you know? So we want to blend flexibility with strength in the practice. One is really not more important than the other. And this is true also in our minds, in our lives. And so we come up and then we come onto our backs for one exercise. So please, everybody, come up and come onto your backs. And this one exercise is not very long, but it's very demanding. If it strains your lower back, you'll have your hands under your butt. It looks like a stretch pose, but we won't be using that same breath. So, if I can see the demos, if we can come into the stretch pose like this, that's legs and head is up 6 to 12 inches, and toes pointed. Yeah, you can relax out of that, thank you. And then, if it strains your low back, hands under your butt. This is a short exercise, but we're going to use it to really activate your navel point and bring great energy there. So you'll need to try your best to use your pelvic floor, the lower part of Mula Bandha, root lock, the rectal sphincter, and the sex organ up and in. But in the posture, then you draw your abdomen in just a couple inches below your belly button and draw it up and in towards your spine, okay? In just a moment, I'll guide you. Take an inhale in here and exhale. And inhale into the position. And hold the breath in and draw the pelvic floor, sex organ, and navel point. In, stronger. And then hold the position through your nose, exhale all of it out. Now push it out, keep it out. Pull the pelvic floor and then navel point. In. Now deepest inhale. Keep it in, Mulaban, rectum, sex organ, navel. Deeper. And then relax. Yes, beautiful. Relax. Now soften, relax. Open your jaw wide. Stretch out your tongue. Stretch your eyes open, face muscles open, and then relax. It's just about a 30-second relax. But that's what we do. We train how when we relax, we fully relax. Then when we engage, we bring all of our energy into that singular direction. And you going back between those 2 points of soft surrender and focused attention. And eventually, they blend into something that is not two opposite points, but one state of being. Totally focused and totally relaxed simultaneously. Hug the knees into your chest and rock along the length of the spine and come up into this beautiful position where your arms will be out. You'll be sitting in the meditative posture. And your arms are going to be out like so, like you're giving a big hug. And the fingers are nice and firm. And the shoulder blades are released. So if I'm straight out to my sides, I come about 60 degrees forward, 30 to 60 degrees forward, like that. Maybe more like 30, actually. 30 degrees forward. Chest out, shoulder blades release, fingers nice and firm. Okay? Chest soft. Shoulder blades away from the ears. Extend out through your crowns. Shoulders down from the ears. Take a deep breath in here. And then exhale. And continue in this way just for a few moments. Fingers totally firm, but the chest and shoulders are soft. The mind is soft and it's dwelling deep on the depth of the breath and allowing the belly to expand on your inhale. And then the navel contracts in towards your spine on the exhale. That's prana, apana, the positively charged prana, life force. And then apana, the negatively charged chi, life force. And the apana is the prana that lives below your diaphragm, and the pranavayu is the life force that lives above your diaphragm. And in the Kriya practice, in the meditations, in the exercise, you blend the apana and prana at the point of the navel. The life force that usually is above the navel through the muscle locks and the breathing techniques gets drawn down into the navel. And the prana that usually dwells below the navel, Muladhara chakra, is able to lift up into the navel, and that blending of the two concentrates the life force, builds the magnetic field, and brings the mind into a meditative 0 point, shunya, bliss state. Keep breathing. And take an inhale deeply. And then you're going to make your hands into fists. And as if you had 200 pounds resistance on each fist, pull the fist to the chest with all the resistance you can come up with. Full resistance. And then when it meets to the heart through the O-shaped mouth, it like that. Inhale. Make the hands into fists like you have 200 pounds of resistance. Pull, 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 pull. Pull, 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 pull. Inhale, back out. Fingers firm, and then pull. Pull it. Even greater resistance. Only one more after this. So full presence, presence, presence. Pull. Exhale into the chest, heart center, into the body, chest. Inhale. Make the fists. And then pull, pull, pull. Pull, pull. Into your chest. Beautiful. Now hands back out one more time. This time fingers firm. Soften the chest, soften the shoulders. Now, please, just a long, smooth breath through the nose. You're not going to be here very long, so make the hands, fingers firm, and the chest very soft, and the mind soft. And then you move into step 2 of the zero gravity method. Sunya, listening. Listening, bringing your mind into the listening space. Listen to the breath and the rhythm and the sounds, not focusing on anything in particular in the listening space, not analyzing, in other words, but rather feel, listen, breathe. As you continue breathing, bend your elbows and slowly bring your hands towards each other until they get somewhere between 6 to 12 inches away. And then just stop, just closer to 6, 8, 10, something like this. Just feel. And feel the magnetic pull between the two palms. Keep your breath moving, but feel. And then maybe, 4/10 peek your eyes open and gaze into the space between the two hands. No, non-analyzation, just feel. Not making sense of anything. Just be, just feel. Breathe and feel. Listening. Take the hands into the prayer mudra, the two palms together. It's the position of the meditative neutral mind. Palms together, knuckles of your thumbs into the sternum. Shoulders relax down. Keep your breath flowing long and deep. Left and right coming together. Two hemispheres, two hands. Two eyes gaze up, the optic nerve softens up and in to the single point of the third eye, Ajna chakra, between the two eyebrows. Keep the breath flowing. Yeah? And then, holding the same listening space, ground the palms in front of you into the floor, into the ground. Take the hands down to the floor in front of you, the ground in front of you. Yeah. And just feel into the earth, in her presence, the ground underneath you. It's not just the dirt, it's not just the planet. Earth Tattva, it's a living thing. The ground underneath you in your life. The ground on which your life stands upon. The ground upon which you move. The ground upon in which your life takes place. The ground upon in which you think. The ground upon in which you emote. The ground underneath us. Feel. and feel it becoming nice and strong. And actually, you're always well supported. When you tune into it, when you drop in, always we are well supported. Take an inhale and exhale. And inhale and stretch your arms out like so. Shake them out a little bit. Okay, my friends, last part. If you want some water, now would be a good time. This kriya, this meditation, is going to ask for you to count in a rhythm of 8. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or you can count with a mantra. And the mantra is like this. Sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma, sa. These are the elements: earth, water, fire, air, space. Sata, nama, a, sata, nama. It's the kriya, it's the practice. Okay, your thumb comes to the pinky, the thumb, tip of the thumb to the base of the pinky finger, like this. Now here's what happens. You press the backs of the thumbs together like you were gonna do the prayer mudra. So you hold it in front of your heart here, and you press the backs of the thumbs together, and then you bring the tops of the other 4 fingers together. It's a little bit of an uncomfortable mudra. Should not be acute pain, but a little bit discomfort usually. And then you keep your forearms parallel to the ground, your chest out, your shoulder blades released. You're gonna close your eyes and feel the posture. Then you begin like, then through puckered lips, you exhale. Almost like a whistle, but not a whistle. Then through the nose, it's then all of it out, then 8 sniffs in, 7, 8, then through the puckered lips, you exhale a stream of breath, slow. You're getting it, just like this. A beautiful meditation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then control the exhale into that same time. Then lips, yeah? Precise breathing. Sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, finish every exhale. Da, 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 6, 7, 8, and pucker the lips and use the navel point. Find the connection between your navel and your lips. Dwell in the rhythm. Little potent rhythmic sniffs in. They're in no way aggressive. In fact, they're like beautifully rhythmic, and that gives it a smoothness, but it has power in there. Listening. Breath. Dwell on the blissful rhythm feel. Escuchando, listening. position, deeply inhale. Suspend the breath. Hold the position through the nose, exhale. Inhale deeply. Suspension of the breath, soften the chest, soften the mind, listening. Hold the position, exhale through your nose. Final time, deeply inhale. Sunya, deeply listening. Through the nose, exhale. And please relax the position. And in your meditative listening space, please make your way down and really, this time, really relax onto your backs. Very important, my friends, please, at home, everywhere, really relax. rotate the wrists and the ankles. And stretch the arms over the head and point through your toes and extend through your spine. Waking up on this full moon day. And cat stretch to each side. Really ready to bring our presence, our magic, our heart, our creativity, our love to the life that is before us. Rub the palms, make some friction. Rub the soles of your feet, make some heat, some friction. And then hug your knees to your chest, rock along the length of the spine 3 or 4 times. Come into this final meditative position. And here's where, if you would like, you kind of drop down into your heart space by just reflecting on what is the love right now for you in life. What is it that your heart is longing for? What are your wishes? How can you be helpful? Part of how we get our wishes is we have to figure out how are we uniquely positioned to be helpful to our life, to the others in our life. And our intuition requires you to go into it, into the heart space, into the feel. Our intuition is where the head and the heart combine their Shaktis. And you get the beam. So take the 5 fingers of each hand like this, and gently touch the fingertips of each hand gently like this, and hold it in front of the heart space gently like this. Sit, please, beautiful and tall and regal. It's not going to be very long here. This is the bliss. This is the pleasure of the kind of the nectar of the dessert of the journey. So just try for the last little bit here to enjoy. And as you hold this posture as steady and as still as possible, start to make your breath very slow. Just that's relative for you. What is very slow for you? Not for someone who is not you. So slow your breath down a little bit. It's not a struggle. Slowing it how you can in a relaxed way. And keep the body still. And feel how your heart's wishes are very much present in your whole energy and your being. And when you hold your presence very strong and very open, regal disposition, bright mind, if you don't feel that inwardly, create the body language of that outwardly. And dwell on the breath. And as you continue, softly draw the inner gaze up and in, relaxing the optic gaze up and in between the 2 eyebrows. Let your energy dwell there with your beautiful lifted heart. your magnificent presence, your precious life, here only for a moment. For the final 2 minutes, please hold the body steady, soften the mind, listening. And exhale the breath completely. In through the nose, inhale deeply. Suspend the breath in. Lift gently up through your pelvic floor. Soften the mind. Listening. Hold the position, exhale. And please, through your nose, inhale very deeply. Suspend the breath, shunya, 0, empty. Through the nose, exhale. Hold the position. Please inhale deeply. Soften the chest, suspend the breath, soften the mind. Shunya, 0. And slowly relax. Relax into a meditative space. And once again, bring up the wishes of your heart for your life in this season, in this moment, in this time. Feel them alive. alive. Communicate them from your heart into the great heart. Into the great heart. Please. Exhale. Yeah, and then just let it go. I put it all into the sound. Let the sound take it away. Carry it into the time and space. Stretch the arms up. Inhale like this. Stretch up. And then shake your arms and just kind of distribute all this energy into your body. Not go spacing out into elsewhere, but into the body, into the body, into the body. Get relax. Beautiful job, everyone. All of what we're doing today is really, it's a tip of the iceberg in a certain sense for this type of Kriya work, this zero gravity method, which is simple. On one hand, on the other hand, if you did this today, then you can do any of it. Because it's not more complicated than what we experience today. It just takes more time and more attention, more nuance into the fundamentals of it all. You know, how do you listen? How do you practice dharana? Why do you practice dharana? Why do you practice sunya, listening? What is a zero shunya they call, or 0 point, shunya or shunyata? What is this? And so it's a revitalization of the system, and it's amazing. And so the zero gravity course is it's not complicated. It's very sophisticated in its approach and what it does, and it just draws on these practices and teachings that have been around for hundreds and some cases thousands of years. And it's about tuning the human instrument, tuning it in the sense that it turns it towards the purpose of life. And that in turn, at first, that's why you can read through the sessions. Some of the things I was talking about this afternoon, you'll read when you're reading about what these sessions are and how they work and what you're going to be doing, opening the subtle channels. And by the way, this course was taught just a few months ago at the incredible Menla Mountain retreat in the Catskills of New York, one of my very favorite places. I was joined by this exquisite band. The music we were practicing through the main length of the session today is the music that was created during session 1, which you will experience if you do the course with these brilliant musicians on the stage with me. We've been working together and doing this stuff together musically also for over a decade, and we got it dialed. And it's always creative and it's always blossoming, and I feel like the stuff we're doing now is the most exciting we've ever done. And it's music that's both so wonderful to just have and listen to. And if you join the Zero Gravity course, the whole musical suite, there's like 6 or 7, like 5 or 6 different pieces, and they're all long, some of them like an hour long, and you just put it on. Amazing to practice to, but also it's incredible music to have. So that's part of it. But this is an 8-session course, and really how I recommend working with it is take 1 session per week over the next 8 weeks. Now, if you get it, you don't want to start or can't start right away, it'll be waiting for you. But if you can just strike while the iron's hot, and if you're feeling a moment, you're feeling inspiration and want to do something, if you're already in Life Force Academy membership and you're already doing, say, for instance, the daily meditations or the Monday evening sessions, etc., this is just going to make, if you have the bandwidth for it, this is going to enhance everything you're doing with that. This is our things we're doing on the daily, on the weekly, is one thing, but to actually go deep into and really learn the practice more substantively, that's what the courses are for. And so this course was taught over a period of like 4.5 days, all 8 sessions in 4.5 days. So you can take it also that way. You can get it and go get a buddy or a friend or a lover or a partner or a family member and block off that time, and you can do it immersion style. And it's highly transformative and wonderful. Transformative in a great way, not shake up, the foundation of your life, but solidify the foundation of your life, put you in your joy space, get you in your creative energy so you can live in such a way, bring that back into life. This is not an escape from life. This is whatever I've got going on is already important. It must be. It's what Saturn is telling us. And we have to be with it. So it's not just about getting into the pleasures of life, it's also being in good attunement with the responsibilities of life and being able to bring our energy into that. And that's what ends up making us happy, actually. And so, therefore, this is, I want to invite you personally to be a part of this Zero Gravity coursework. We've already had hundreds of people all over the world who have joined in. We've been opening up and releasing it for the last 2 weeks or so. And it's still an amazing sale right now. It's pretty much 50% off for the whole thing, and you have lifetime access. We provide in video, provide in audio, because some of it is, there's lots of it that's like teachings, but there's a lot of practice, and you're going to work out. So normally you're not going to be listening to audio, but that's something we provide. Say you did the session, I want to revisit that part and listen to that. You can, but you're going to work and you're going to get fit. There's great, strong kriyas in this, and they'll challenge you at times, but at least once a week, you're going to do something that's going to really open up the vitality in the body, keep you healthy, keep the mind healthy, keep the body healthy, all of it. So it's a great course. I want to invite you to jump in, and this is the final weekend to get in. So if you're going to get in, now's the time to do it. And I also want to wish you a happy full moon, and to take good care right now. If things are edgy or anything like that, take good care. Love each other around us. Always trying to be kind, but mostly being kind to ourselves. If we're having a hard time, if we're struggling, remember, as best we can, compassion for our own bodies, compassion for our own mind, compassion for the predicament that we find ourselves in. If you're feeling lonely out there, please try to practice compassion for that. We all get lonely, and sometimes we get really lonely. And so some of us we might feel connected to the whole world right now, and others we might be really struggling, feeling totally alone, and feeling a lot of despair and helplessness and turmoil, and things seem to be flipping out of control. But actually they're not, even though sometimes it definitely feels that way. There's solid ground underneath us. And all of the kriyas, all of the teachings, all of the this, all of that, all of it's irrelevant without first compassion. It's the starting point always, and the ending point always. So on that note, happy full moon, sending you all love. If you're feeling the inspiration, jump into Zero Gravity. And oh, by the way, you get our courses, and for any reason decide it's not for you, let our team know within 60 days they send you a full refund. We guarantee them. So lots of love. Happy full moon, everyone. And happy Venus going direct in just an hour or so after the full moon. That's good. And but all sorts of things going on. So take care. Keep it simple. Relax. Try to have a good weekend. Have a good night. Satnam. Thank you. It's hard sometimes to get into the great rhythm current of our life, because the mind is going after the pleasure and it wants to avoid the pain. There comes the practice of yoga, is to spend a little time each day getting your energy right inside of you, putting your energy in rhythm, centering your life force, your prana, so that the mind and the heart has nice sensation of the purposefulness of your life. And very naturally from there, let the day happen.
there's a pure consciousness, a pure love, a pure intelligence at the nucleus of us all. And then Kundalini energy, the Kundalini process is allowing that energy to blossom into your life. This is about experiencing your innate goodness, your innate brilliance, your innate love, and experiencing the interconnected web of which we're a part of. So yes, it is purifying, but it's purifying the mind. The mind is what is being purified, not you. You are being glorified.